Welcome to your first mini tutorial. This video will be about the sound Om. This video is not just for yogis though, it's for anyone which wants to explore their voice and their inner world. So that could be public speakers, performers, actors, singers, or anyone that just wants to increase their consciousness and find a technique which helps to soothe and calm and focus them. Om has its roots in ancient traditions and religious traditions. For me, my experience of Om has been from yoga, starting and ending a class with an Om. And this was initially this was a strange sound that I used to just go along with, but with some reading and exploring, it's become quite a interesting and fun sound to make. Also, I'll tell you just for fun, my first experience of Om was actually in a cartoon program with some yogi on the top of like the Himalayas making a like so yeah, my humble beginnings were very sort of like, oh, Om is this like weird thing that you know, monks do. It's not just a thing that, you know, spiritual or monks people do. It's become actually a little bit mainstream, partly because yoga is practiced by so many people all over the world. So let's get into what Om actually is technically. So Om is a onomatopoeia, okay? So an example of an onomatopoeia is a word like bang. So bang is a word which mimics what it is, the sound of what it is. So a bang being some forceful explosion or collision. Bang is the human perception of the sound of a real bang, if that makes sense. Or for another example, splash. So splash is the movement of water quite rapidly from another body of water, usually a splash of water. So splash doesn't really sound like the real thing, but it's a metaphor, or it's an onomatopoeia. So psh, splash, like that. So Om is an onomatopoeia for the sound of the universe. And in ancient traditions or religious traditions, Om would be the onomatopoeia, the sound of God. Now the thing about onomatopoeias are though, is that they aren't perfect. Bang doesn't really sound like a bang. Splash doesn't really sound like a splash. And Om, the doesn't really sound like the sound of the universe. Actually, hang on, I don't know what the sound of the universe is. No one knows. But Om gets pretty close, and we're going to start practicing Om. There are a few things you'll need to do before you practice, because you don't want to practice Om anywhere, especially if people don't know what you're doing. So the first thing is to find yourself a nice quiet spot where you won't be interrupted. And the second thing is to maybe tell the people, if there are people in your home, that you're going to do it. And I give you full permission to say that you have a crazy yoga teacher which has taught you a new exercise that you're just going to try out. It's a little bit weird. You're going to make some noises, mainly ah, ooh and and you're just going to try it out, but it's going to be a little bit crazy, a little bit playful. Totally fine for you to say that. Compliment to be a crazy yoga teacher. Third thing is it's optional. You don't have to do it, but just have a glass of water with you, because you know, your mouth might get dry, so you might want to take a sip, but also part of the warm-up exercise will be to gargle a bit of water and then swallow it. If you're not happy with gargling and then swallowing it, then having another glass with you to spit it out is fine. Pause the video and yeah, get yourself a quiet space, glass of water, and come back and let them know I'm a crazy yoga teacher. Okay, so we're going to get started by just taking a sip of water. And you can sort of swirl it around, especially if your mouth's a bit dry. Now we're going to gargle some water. So the gargling is just to relax the tongue. Now we're going to induce a yawn. So you can bring your hands over your mouth and just start to open the mouth in the inhale and really go exhale into the yawn, okay? And just try and make yourself yawn. And if you're not feeling too sleepy after doing that, we're going to move into a gentle cough. And that cough, we're just going to start to engage our tummy muscles. So just bring your hand over your mouth. So a really gentle cough. And you should feel this tummy just sort of pump, basically, make a pumping, just engaging the tummy muscles. Then we're going to move on to a movement that you probably did when you were little, and it's like you're just lip rolling, and this is just relaxing this mouth area, the cheeks and the jaw. So we're going to do that a few times. And now we're going to go on to breaking down the sounds which are in Om. So now there are 3 sounds in Om. The O is split up into an R sound, which is actually pronounced rather than ah. And it's also split into an U sound, which is actually pronounced more like an O, a long O. And then an M sound, which is pronounced as a humming bee, okay? So we're going to do those sounds. We're going to do them in isolation. So we're going to do the 3 times, the O 3 times, and then the 3 times. Now, as you're doing these, the mouth shape changes. So with ah, you have, or with the rather, you are having the widest mouth you could probably have, or a big mouth, big shaped mouth, big lips. I don't know. Anyway, this is getting weird. The oo sound, you're making a circle with the lips, but as the oo is progressing, your mouth is closing, and it's closing so that you can hum and you can do the sound. So we're going to go through that now. Is there one other thing? Yes, there is one other thing. As we go through it, you will notice that the sound is coming from the voice box area, so your throat, but it is resonating or vibrating in certain parts of your body. And I'm going to make it obvious, it's not in your feet, but it's in your torso, right? And head. So what I would love to know is, as we go through these, really tune in to where things are vibrating, and let me know in the comments where you are feeling each sound. So you're going to come to a nice seated position right now. So it could be cross-legged, it could be on a chair, it could be kneeling, just as long as your spine is straight. And if you want, you can close your eyes, and we're going to start to do R sound. So you can place your hands on your thighs, palms facing up or down. And we're going to inhale, feeling the belly, the stomach, the chest, and exhale. Inhale. Inhale again. good. So now we'll move on to the O sound, where we are making a circle with the mouth. So again, gently closing the eyes, sitting up tall. Inhale. O. 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 Gently opening the eyes. And now closing, keeping the lips together, we're going to hum. Sitting up tall. Inhale. Where do you feel that one? That one's quite different, isn't it? So hopefully, as we went through them, you tuned in to where the vibration was coming. Don't worry if you didn't, you've got plenty of time to practice in this quarantine. So now we're going to move on to joining the sounds together. So let's move this around. So I always found it hard bringing these sounds together. So we know that we've got this sound, or this sound, yeah? And then we've got the O sound and the sound. But how long do we spend on each sound? So I remember there were times where I used to split it a third, a third, a third. It always I found it a bit mechanical, like. And then I came across a fantastic YouTube video which was not in English, and I just decided to watch it anyway, and I was able to pick this up. So who knows if it's accurate what I picked up, but it seems to be helpful. So the Om symbol in Sanskrit looks like this, and I'm going to Om as I write it because that language seems to, the lines represent sound and it's beautiful. So, okay, so that's a symbol of Om. It's not fantastic. I mean, yeah, it's fantastic. Never beat yourself up. So that's the Om symbol. And I found that when I sing Om, it's really useful to have this as almost like your inner timer, so that you know how long to spend on each one. So the sound that we make before we Om is this little curve here. So for me, that's and then as you're coming round, you're changing that to an O. So there's, and it should be quite subtle. And it should get quieter towards the end, okay? So this is the O sound that turns into the that dot representing sort of the silence, the stop, the pause, the silence at the end of an Om. So the beautiful thing about these sounds is they have an amazing effect after of clearing a space and providing this almost this pin drop silence, even though it's not silent, that sort of atmosphere where you want to whisper. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to be the conductor, and we're going to Om 3 times, and I'm just going to follow around the symbol of Om. So let's go for it. Inhale. Om. So your om might be a lot shorter. My exhale, especially when I'm concentrating on something like this, can be incredibly long. But yours might be shorter, and that's cool. And it'd look a bit more like this. That's fine. So hopefully you've really enjoyed getting to know om a little bit better. And hopefully it's giving you a little bit more encouragement to engage in it. The thing I love about om is its ability to vibrate in our body. So please do let me know what sound vibrates where and how you get on with it. I hope you really enjoy this massage which is happening from the inside out. It is truly beautiful. I am using om as a way to soothe and calm and focus in my daily activities. One thing I forgot to say was after the something really special happens. So after the there is silence. Now, the silence is kind of the point of doing the om altogether. So they say that there is a sound, even when there's pin drop silence, there is a sound of the universe. There's a humming sound. And by doing om, it's said that you become more aware of that. You become more aware of your consciousness, your being, and the sound. So when you chant om, or when you sing om, after the don't be in a rush to move or go anywhere or say anything. Sit there for a moment and you will notice something wonderful. So yes, let's now practice for ourselves. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you so much. Stay well.